Now, Chairman of the Church of Pentecost Ghana, Apostle Professor Opoku Onyina, says the British Prime Minister Theresa May's offer to support the legalization of homosexuality in Commonwealth countries is offensive. Theresa May recently told a meeting of the Commonwealth leaders that her government is willing to support a change of legislation which criminalizes homosexuality in their countries. Let's hear her make that point.
As a family of nations, we must respect one another's cultures and traditions, but we must do so in a manner consistent with our common value of equality, a value that is clearly stated in the Commonwealth Charter. Across the world, discriminatory laws made many years ago continue to affect the lives of many people, criminalizing same-sex relations and failing to protect women and girls. I am all too aware that these laws were often put in place by my own country. They were wrong then, and they are wrong now. Nobody should face persecution or discrimination because of who they are or who they love. And the UK stands ready to support any Commonwealth member wanting to reform outdated legislation that makes such discrimination possible. Because the world has changed.
Thus, the British Prime Minister Theresa May, while Apostle Professor Opoku Onyina believes that that statement is an affront to Ghanaians. He spoke in an interview with JoyNews.
For me, that was an insult to Ghanaians. Yeah, insult to the extent that they were trying to dictate for us. And if you become poor, that is what people will do to you. And that is why the chairman or the founder of the Church of Pentecost, Apostle James McHugh, once said that if you give yourself, if you beg the white man, he will tie you to his apron string.
He said so?
Yes, he said so. And so he did not want us to be tied to the white man, but we should be self-supporting and not seeking money, begging money, and then requesting people to come and give us money. Once you become self-supporting, someone cannot dictate for you. So beyond AIDS policy is something that is very good for us. And once we are able to acquire that, people will not come and insult our integrity, that you have to accept this for us to support you. Because it's against our culture. It's a taboo in Ghana. It's a taboo to Christianity, a taboo to Muslims, taboo to traditional religion. Why then should you tell us to do something that is taboo to all the various social sectors? It's an insult. And I think Ghanaians should sit up and then go beyond AIDS for people not to come and insult it. People are trying to do unnecessary things in the name of human rights. Whatever you do, you are one another's keeper. Whatever you do, you are one another keeper. You can't tell us that, no, I want to do what I want to do. Someone will say, I would like to kill people. Do you allow him to do that? I would like to go naked. Do you allow him to do that? I mean, it's not right. I would like to shout. I would like to do that. And if you say so, you are stepping on my liberty, freedom. So once you live within a community, there should be some sort of guidelines within a community, and that is the law. And if someone is going overboard, we need to bring the person's mind to sense. I mean, these things are serious, and they are trying to go overboard, and they are suffering. I mean, many of these people are suffering. Publicly, they will come and say, ho, 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 as if they were happy. That is a lie. They are suffering. Some of them too suffer from what they are doing. So they should not force us into that. Some of them, I can tell you that they are sick and they need to be healed. We have to help them. And you realize some of them, if you're able to counsel them well, they will come out of that practice, and then thank God. Otherwise, why would some of them say that? Most of them, within the gay community, I am a male. Two women, one becomes a man, one becomes a woman. You know, within men, the males too, one is a female, and then one is a man, or a wife, and then a husband. Two men. Now, why are they going that way? They know that the normal thing is for one to be man and one to be a woman, wife and husband. That is why they assume that road. Some of them have to go to the extent of having injections to have breast. If you like breast, why can't you go for the natural one? So they are only deceiving themselves.
Apostle Professor Opoku Onyina there speaking to Reverend Pastor Ato Aqua, who does say Walk with Jesus on Joy FM. Well, he's also been speaking on corruption. That he's the chairman, by the way, of the Church of Pentecost. He's urging Christians to translate their Christian virtues into their practical lives.
My concern, which is also a concern of many of the church leaders that I associate myself with, and the various ecumenical bodies that I serve, is that Christians should translate their Christian beliefs and practices into practical Christian living. So by that we mean that if you go to, if you are a Christian and you work as a head of an institution, maybe a principal, vice chancellor, maybe a managing director, manager, human resource, wherever you are, if you are a cleaner, you must translate the Christian principle there by bringing in a difference. If you do that, corruption will minimize, because you realize that the Bible does not allow us to take bribe. It doesn't allow us to cheat our neighbor. And I think that it is this aspect of Christianity, discipleship, actually putting the principles of Christ into practice, that we are lacking now. And many churches have come to themselves and they are now teaching this and stressing the importance of discipleship, putting the principles of Christ into practical Christian living. And therefore, we would encourage or advise all Christians to be very practical in their Christian activities and then try to put these principles wherever they are, the principles of Christ, knowing that you're human, your neighbor is as important as you are. If you do that, you will not abuse your neighbor. So a Christian politician or social commentator shouldn't go on the media and abuse another. No, you can't do that. You may enter into argument, but you will also respect the personality of that person. And then if it comes to corruption, you will not take money from somebody before giving job, or after a contract has given to somebody, you would not expect 10%, 20%, or even more than that. No, you can't do that if Christ is reigning in you. We should all come together and support the government. I believe that always Christians and citizens should support the government to achieve its agenda. Now, the issue of Galamsey came around. I think all of us need to come on board. Indeed, the illegal mining was destroying our land. Now, the government said, let's stop it. All of us have to come and support. And now the issue of one district, one factory, one district. Very good agenda. We have to support so that our people will be able to stay. And then government officials must be very faithful and patriotic. They have to be patriotic, not taking bribe. And now when there's a contract, they should try to give it to the right person. And when a contractor is asked to construct a road, you see they construct a road within 6 months, you can't pass. The road has been destroyed. So all of us have to be one another's keeper by doing the right thing. I think by doing that, we should be able to make it and be an example for Africans.
Reverend Professor Onyina there.